Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to request our Consul General to Toronto, Mr. Imran Chaudhary, to please come and say some few words regarding Defence Day, 6 September 1965. Our Consul General to Toronto, Mr. Imran Chaudhary.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening. It's an honor and a privilege to be here amongst all of you who at one era or another put their lives on line for Pakistan. It's indeed a privilege. Major Javed Rahim Bakhsh, President PAFEC, Major Joshua, the founder of PAFEC, Councillor Akbar Adil Shah, and other sons of the soil who I just said saved Pakistan, have saved Pakistan many times, while the rest of Pakistan enjoyed their sleep. It's an honor for me to again recognize Captain Tariq Mahmood of the Pakistan Navy and Major Ali Yasir of the Pakistan Army, who have just arrived for the Canadian Armed Forces course here. It's a matter of great pride for me that in one era of my life I had the honor of teaching Major Ali, and I just told him that his becoming a major reminds me that I'm getting very old now. I'd also like to honor and mention those group of officers who, after the 1971 debacle, were instrumental in ushering in democracy in Pakistan. We had recognized the most known of those officers, Brigadier F.P. Ali, at the 14th August reception this time. It's an honor to be under the same roof as you, sir. It's also my duty to give you a very brief overview of Pakistan. We are usually very critical of the sort of chaos that we see, maybe a bit of anarchy that we see, with the direction of the state not being clear. I'm not here to defend the indefensible or do my job or anything, but let me tell you that we would be amiss if we don't acknowledge the structural harmony that has been brought in the constitutional structure of Pakistan in the last 4 years. These things which we take for granted, but when history will be written, the 18th, 19th and the 20th amendments, the NFC award, the keeping intact of the federal structure of Pakistan, which was under a lot of strain when the democratic government came in. These will all be structural foundations of what I firmly hope will be a better turnaround when the nation goes to the polls again. It will be an achievement of sorts for Pakistan to undergo a democratic, peaceful transition from one government to another, and I believe we are very near that. And I'm not just saying cliches when I say that I feel that given the right, the people of Pakistan will bring in leaders who will restore the direction of the ship of the state. And like I told you, the structural underpinning of the future of Pakistan is very important. We celebrate Defence Day in Pakistan. We like to hide history. So whenever we celebrate the 6th of September, we usually mention only the 1965 war. The foot soldiers, those of you who I just mentioned, who shed their blood, and Major Javed has said most of the things that I needed to say. But those who sacrificed their lives and whose families send their loved ones to the border, be it 1965, be it 1971, and be it Kargil, when the 10th NLI shed their blood, they're all our heroes. The person who goes to fight for the soil cannot be held responsible for any deficiencies in the higher national security policy making or higher national or higher defense policy making. He is a hero irrespective of whether he sheds his blood in 65, 71, 1999, the Gyari sector, or the Highness episode which took place 3 days ago when our soldiers lost their lives to terrorists. Each of them is a hero, and let's give a big round of applause to all of them. There needs to be, it's all good to make the right speeches on Defense Day, but a great nation is a nation which can introspect, which can learn from its mistakes, which can move forward. I think that the Chief of Army Staff's speech on 14th August, I think at PMA, was a great speech in terms of recalibration of Pakistan's national security policy. It is my humble submission. All of you are more experienced and more learned than I am, but I'll just leave you with one or two thoughts. I think that Pakistan's national security policy making has to look inward more than outward, and that's what the CEO has said. We need to first resolve our internal conflicts before we go on to change the map of the world as some of us would like to do. The second most important thing is that we need to have more cohesion in national security policy making in the middle high level officers. I feel that is lacking. The nation should stand as one. And the third and the last and the most important thing is that as a nation, we must teach our children what this great person said on August 11, 1947. It's time to dust the speech, frame it, and teach it to our children. I have already done so. My daughter is 3 years old. When she turns 4, the first speech of Jinnah that she's going to learn is the August 11 speech, in which he said that you are free to go to your temples or your mosques. It's no longer right to remain silent. We've remained, the good ones amongst us need to stand up and be counted. We need to tell our children that you will only become a good Muslim and a good Pakistani if the minorities, and they're not the minorities, I mean it's a misnomer, if the people belonging to the minority groups are safe. If they're not safe, we don't need such Islam or such a Pakistaniyat. We need to have an internally harmonious and peaceful Pakistan if we want to progress in this world. So please frame the August 11 speech and teach your children and grandchildren what Jinnah said on August 11. All other things they're going to know in class anyway. Again, my last lines would be a humble submission. I think under this roof we have professionals and patriotic Pakistanis of a very rare kind. It's great to meet after 1 year or 6 months and have a musical program. But my humble submission, and nobody to tell you anything, is to kindly look into the possibility of making this into a think tank or a policy making group. You have the credentials to do so. You probably know more about Pakistan's defense, Pakistan's foreign policy, and even Pakistan's internal policy than any group anywhere. And you have the freedom of being in Canada to express your views. So, a policy paper, discussions, guest speakers, and please grill the guest speakers if you have to. I mean, I'm not saying take dictation from them. Grill them and print something, bring something out. I know it's a tall order, but it's just a humble submission. And long live the Pakistan Armed Forces, long live Pakistan, Pakistan Zindabad.